Hey guys, welcome to Food, Drinks, and Rock and Roll. I'm Chef Nathan Lippy. Hey, I'm Nathan Lippy. Big, like Nathan. And I love Dr. Pepper and rockin' lentils. Rock out!
Get out of here. I don't even act like that. Welcome to Food, Drinks, and Rock and Roll. I'm Chef Nathan Lippy, and today's a Halloween episode. I'm going to show you how to make a pumpkin chicken pot pie. That's all right now here on Food, Drinks, and Rock and Roll. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our small little pie pumpkin. If you've never seen a pie pumpkin before, it's not a Jack B. Little, which are kind of really tiny. It's somewhere in the middle. These have a really delicate, wonderful flavor, even a touch of sweetness. So kind of like we're doing a pumpkin for a jack-o'-lantern, we're going to do the same thing and make a little hole on the top. So start with a paring knife. We're going to slice right through the top and create a nice little cap. Once you have your little top, we're going to cut just this little excess, the seeds and the pith. We're going to cut it off so we have a nice, smooth little top. This is going to be the topper right here. Then we're going to take a spoon and scoop out all the seeds and all the pith from the inside. All right, when you're all finished, you'll be left with something that looks kind of like this. We have this nice, beautiful, hollowed out pumpkin. This is going to become our bowl. So we're going to put this into a little baking dish. We're going to also put our top on there as well. We're going to drizzle just a touch of olive oil into the open part of the pumpkin. Add about a half a tablespoon to a tablespoon. Then you're going to pick your pumpkin up and you're just going to let all the oil coat the inside nicely. Then take your finger, we're just going to get it on the edges of the cut side, just like that. Then we're going to add some salt and pepper. We're also going to add some fresh thyme leaves. Once you've got all your thyme leaves separated, you can chop them up if you'd like to. I like to leave them whole only because it's like a big burst of that bright thyme flavor. We're just going to sprinkle them all over inside of the pumpkin. Make sure you keep a few of them out and let them stick here on the edge. That's for presentation later, just be really, really beautiful. It'll stick to that oil too, so just kind of pick a good little spot for them. And that's pretty much it for the pumpkin. We're going to throw this into a 350, 400, let's say 375 degree oven for about 45 minutes. All right, now let's get to our filling. We're basically creating a chicken pot pie filling, but we're going to put it inside the pumpkin shell. I'm using chicken tenders, but you can use chicken breasts if you'd like. I'm just using these tenders because I'm going to chop them up a little and it just makes things a little bit easier. So I'm going to add let's add 4 of these to our saute pan. We're going to add a bit of salt and pepper. We're going to let these cook just for a little bit. Some of the vegetables I'm using, I've got some potatoes. These are these beautiful red potatoes I like to use. So we're going to do these as small dice. We've also got a couple of carrots. Same thing, small dice. Got some fresh corn. When your chicken starts to brown just a little bit, give them a flip and let them continue cooking. We're using some parsnips as well. If you've never seen a parsnip before, it's kind of like a carrot, but it's got this really beautiful, rich flavor. Almost like a carrot meets a potato. And we've also got some leeks. If you've never used leeks before, they're fantastic. It's kind of like an onion, but a bit more of a sweeter flavor. I really, really love leeks. If you ever had like leek and potato soup, it's got a really interesting, unique flavor profile. When you use a leek, you're gonna cut off the green leaves on the top and the stem on the bottom. Then you're gonna cut them in half, and you'll notice when you pull the leaves back, just like this, there'll be a little bit of dirt in there. See the dirt? So you want to wash these really well. Then we're going to do the same thing, give these a nice little slice. Now we're going to add all of these beautiful vegetables to the same pan as our chicken. Go ahead and pull your chicken out and we're going to chop it up nice and small so we create the little bits of chicken for our stew. Then add our chicken back to the pan. We're going to hit it with just a touch of salt and pepper. So we're gonna add some herbs as well. I've got some fresh parsley and a little bit more fresh thyme. Basically, we're going to add a little bit of color and a ton of flavor. There's something really, really wonderful about fresh herbs. It just adds a really bright flavor, especially cooking something like pumpkin chicken stew. We want these big, bold, fall, autumn kinds of flavors. So we want fresh, beautiful herbs. So once you have your thyme and your parsley, give it a nice rough chop, and then add it right to all your vegetables, right in the pan. See, those herbs just make everything look so beautiful. All right, let this cook for about 5 or 6 minutes and let some of the sweetness come out of all those vegetables. Once your vegetables have had a chance to caramelize just a bit, we're gonna add some little sweet peas right at the very end. I don't wanna add them too soon because they're delicate and they might, you know, get all smushy. We don't want that. We're gonna add some chicken stock, and we're basically going to cook our potatoes the rest of the way in the chicken stock. So we're gonna add, let's say 2.5 to 3 cups of chicken stock. All right, we're gonna let this cook for another 5 to 10 minutes until those potatoes are nice and soft. All right, I'm gonna show you a cool little chef trick. I'm gonna teach you how to make a slurry. A slurry is something that we use to thicken a soup or a sauce. But we don't wanna just add flour making a roux. We wanna add it as a liquid form. So what we do is we take some all-purpose flour. We're gonna use about, let's say, 2 tablespoons or so for this 3 cups of liquid. And we're gonna add some liquid to it. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some chicken stock. And take a whisk or a fork, and we're going to incorporate all the flour into that liquid. So we've got a smooth, beautiful little liquid version of flour. Now this is going to be the thickening agent that creates that almost like a gravy consistency in the chicken pot pie mix. Now we're gonna add this right to our chicken stew, and you'll see, check this out, get in really close. When you add it, you'll start to see it immediately thickening up. This is going to create this velvety, beautiful consistency in the liquid in this chicken stew. So stir everything in and incorporate that slurry into everything and cook for another 4 or 5 minutes. Once your potatoes are nice and soft, you're pretty much finished. So let's pull our beautiful little pumpkin out of the oven. And check this out. It's got this beautiful golden crust. That thyme is nice and crispy. Absolutely good. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. So we're gonna start with a beautiful white plate. We're gonna put our little pumpkin right down in the center of our plate. Maybe just a little bit off center. And we're gonna take this cool little topper and use it as a garnish. Just very rustic, very cool looking. Then we're gonna take our beautiful stew. We're gonna go right over the top, right into our little pumpkin bowl. And there you go, it's pretty much that easy. I absolutely love this dish because it's so simple to make, it's fairly inexpensive, and the flavors are so big and beautiful. That thyme and parsley just adds this really, really great flavor. Check this out. When you roast the pumpkin, it gets really, really soft, so you can actually scoop the pumpkin out with the chicken, so you get this beautiful pumpkin flavor in there too. So we're kind of mixing, you know, pumpkin pie and chicken pot pie all in the same thing. I'm gonna get a delicious bite of that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'm Chef Nathan Lippy. Don't forget to go to facebook.com/Chef Nathan Lippy, twitter.com/Chef Nathan Lippy, and every Saturday we'll be live at ustream.tv/food, drinks, and rock and roll. I will see you guys online.